Right now, or maybe earlier this morning, or maybe tonight before you go to bed, you are going to step into a small enclosed room. You are going to take off your clothes, turn a piece of metal on the wall, and stand entirely defenseless under a continuous stream of warm water. And while you are standing there, something incredible is going to happen. Your brain is going to completely change the way it operates. You are suddenly going to remember the name of that actor from that movie you watched 3 years ago. You are going to come up with a brilliant solution to a problem at work that has been bothering you all week. You are going to invent a comeback for an argument you lost in the shower 5 years ago, and you are going to deliver it flawlessly to the shampoo bottles. You are going to experience what we all casually call a shower thought, and then you will turn off the water, dry off, and go back to your normal life, never really questioning why your brain suddenly turned into a supercomputer the exact moment you stepped under that water. You just accept it. We all do. We just assume that hot water is relaxing and leave it at that. But the truth is so much deeper, so much older, and honestly so much darker than simply feeling relaxed. Your shower thoughts are not an accident of modern plumbing. They are a survival mechanism. They are the echoes of a prehistoric sanctuary. To understand why your brain does this, we have to strip away everything you know about the modern world and travel back in time. We have to go back to a time before houses, before doors with locks, before agriculture, before civilization itself. We have to go back into the deep, brutal reality of the ancient world. I want you to really imagine being a human being 50,000 years ago. I do not want you to think about this in abstract terms or look at it like a museum exhibit. I want you to feel the physical reality of it. You are out there in the wild, and you are, by almost every biological metric, incredibly vulnerable. You do not have venom, you do not have armor, you do not have claws that can tear through flesh, and your teeth are embarrassingly flat compared to the things that are hunting you. You are a soft, slow creature walking around in a world filled with apex predators. There are cave hyenas that weigh twice as much as modern hyenas and hunt in massive packs. There are big cats hiding in the tall grass that are perfectly camouflaged and can move without making a single sound. There are short-faced bears that can outrun you effortlessly. In this world, you are not the top of the food chain. You are the menu. And because you are the menu, your brain has evolved to do one thing above all else. It has evolved to keep you alive. And the way it keeps you alive is through a state of constant, exhausting, unrelenting hyper-vigilance. Every single second you are awake, your senses are pushed to their absolute limits. Your ears act like radar dishes, scanning the environment in a 360-degree radius. You are listening for the snap of a twig. You are listening for the rustle of leaves. You are listening for a sudden silence, because the only thing scarier than the sound of a predator is the complete dead silence that happens when all the birds and insects suddenly stop making noise because they know something dangerous is nearby. Your eyes are constantly scanning the horizon, looking for shapes that do not belong, looking for shadows that seem to be moving against the wind. Your nose is trying to pick up the scent of a wet animal or the smell of blood. Your brain is processing millions of inputs every minute, filtering them, analyzing them, and asking one single question over and over and over again. Is that going to kill me? Is that going to kill me? Is that going to kill me? This is your default state. There is no off switch. You cannot put on noise-canceling headphones. You cannot lock a heavy wooden door and pull down the blinds. Even when you sleep, you do not sleep deeply. You sleep lightly, waking up at the slightest unnatural sound, ready to jump to your feet and run or fight in a fraction of a second. Imagine the sheer psychological exhaustion of living like that. Imagine a nervous system that is perpetually redlining, pumped full of cortisol and adrenaline, never ever given a chance to fully power down. When your brain is operating in this survival mode, it does not have the capacity for abstract thought. You are not thinking about the meaning of life when you are constantly worried about being eaten by a leopard. You are not inventing complex tools or analyzing your emotional state when every ounce of your cognitive energy is dedicated to scanning the tall grass for movement. To think deeply, to imagine, to create, the human brain requires something that was incredibly rare in the prehistoric world. It requires a feeling of absolute, unquestionable safety. And in a world without walls, true safety did not exist, except in one very specific place. Imagine you are that ancient hunter-gatherer. You have been walking for days. You are exhausted. Your muscles are aching. Your feet are cut and bruised. You have been tracking an animal, Or maybe you have just been moving to find better foraging grounds. And as you push through the dense forest, you start to hear a low, rumbling sound. You follow it. The sound gets louder and louder until it becomes a physical vibration you can feel in your chest. You step out of the trees, and there it is, a massive waterfall. Millions of gallons of water crashing down into a deep stone basin. The sound is deafening. The air is thick with mist. And as you approach the water, as you step behind the curtain of the falls, or find a small cave carved out by the rushing river, something miraculous happens. First, the sound completely envelops you. The roaring of the water creates a massive wall of white noise. It drowns out the birds. It drowns out the wind in the trees. And most importantly, it drowns out the sound of your own movements. You are no longer making noise, but it also means you can no longer hear anything approaching you. Normally, losing your hearing in the wild would induce massive panic. It would be a death sentence. But here, right next to the crushing weight of the water, the rules are different, because the predators cannot hear you either. The waterfall is an acoustic black hole. It swallows all sound. Second, the mist and the rushing water completely wash away your scent. In the ancient world, your smell is a beacon. It is a trail of breadcrumbs leading every hungry thing in a 5-mile radius straight to your location. But the waterfall creates a localized atmosphere. It pulls your scent down into the rushing river and sweeps it away. A predator could be standing 50 yards away from you and have absolutely no idea you are there. Their nose is useless. Their ears are useless. For the very first time in your entire life, you are hidden. You are truly completely invisible to the environment. And your brain, that ancient, hyper-vigilant survival machine, slowly begins to realize this. It processes the white noise. It processes the lack of olfactory threats. It processes the physical barrier of the rushing water. And for the first time, maybe the only time in your life, your brain decides that the environment is handled. The external world has been muted. The threat level drops to 0. And right there, in the damp, echoing space behind the waterfall, the magic happens. Your nervous system finally powers down. The cortisol levels plummet. The constant, panicked scanning of the horizon stops. And all of that immense cognitive energy, all of that processing power that was being used to keep you alive, is suddenly freed up. It has nowhere to go in the outside world, so it turns inward. It turns into your own mind. This is the moment the Mesolithic mind truly awakens. Without the immediate pressure of survival, your ancient ancestor starts to think differently. They look at a stone, and instead of just seeing a rock, they imagine what it would look like if it was chipped and sharpened into a blade. They close their eyes and replay a hunt that went wrong, analyzing their mistakes, figuring out a better strategy for next time. They look at the stars through the mist and wonder what they are. They experience the very first purely abstract thoughts, the first daydreams, the first real moments of human introspection. By the way, if you want to keep exploring how our prehistoric past shapes your everyday life and discover the hidden survival instincts driving your modern behavior, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the Mesolithic Mind channel. We are building a community that looks backward to understand exactly how we are moving forward. So let us fast forward tens of thousands of years. Let us return to your bathroom. When you step into the shower and close the door, you are stepping into a time machine. You are recreating the exact sensory conditions of that ancient waterfall sanctuary. Think about the architecture of a shower. You have a small, enclosed space, usually lined with hard reflective surfaces like tile or glass. When the water hits those surfaces, it creates a very specific acoustic profile. It creates a dense, enveloping white noise that blocks out the chaotic sounds of your house, your neighborhood, and the street outside. It masks the environment. Then there is the water itself. The warm stream running over your skin raises your core body temperature slightly. It causes your muscles to physically unclench. It creates a sensation of warmth and protection, mimicking the feeling of being shielded from the cold, harsh elements of the wild. Your conscious mind knows you are in an apartment building in the 21st century. Your conscious mind knows about mortgages and emails and traffic, but your autonomic nervous system does not know what a mortgage is. Your deep ancient biology operates on millions of years of programming. And when that deep biology hears the rushing white noise of the water and feels the physical warmth and isolation of the shower, it recognizes the pattern. It says, "Oh, I know this place. This is the waterfall. We are hidden. We are safe. The predators cannot smell us here. The predators cannot hear us here. We can stand down. The hypervigilance of modern life, the constant scanning of social media, the anxiety of unread messages, the stress of modern social hierarchies. All of that is the modern equivalent of scanning the tall grass for lions. It is the exact same biological hardware running a slightly different software. But in the shower, the hardware gets a break. The default mode network of your brain lights up. This is the neurological network responsible for mind wandering, for connecting disparate ideas, for processing memories, and for creative problem solving. It is the network that only comes online when you stop trying to focus on a specific external task. The shower forces you into sensory deprivation. You have nothing to look at but a blank wall. You have nothing to listen to but the water. You cannot check your phone. You cannot read. You are trapped in a warm, noisy box with absolutely nothing but your own consciousness, and that is why the ideas come flooding in. That is why the arguments formulate themselves. That is why you suddenly realize how to fix the broken code, or how to end the chapter you are writing, or why you feel a sudden profound sense of clarity about a relationship. Your brain is doing exactly what it did behind the waterfall 50,000 years ago. It is utilizing the rare, precious gift of total safety to do what the human mind does best when it is not terrified. It creates. We take this for granted. We treat the shower like a utilitarian tool for hygiene. But what it really is the last remaining daily ritual where we allow ourselves to be completely disconnected from the threats of the world. It is a manufactured piece of the ancient wild brought right into our homes. We have paved over the forests, we have built cities over the hunting grounds, and we have eliminated almost all of the predators that used to stalk our ancestors in the night. But we kept the waterfall. We figured out how to pipe it through copper tubes and trap it in little glass rooms. Because deep down in our DNA, we know that without it, we would go crazy. We know that we still need a place to hide. So the next time you turn off the water and reach for a towel, holding on to a brand new idea or a sudden realization, do not just brush it off as a random thought. Take a moment to appreciate what just happened. You just tapped into an unbroken chain of human cognitive history. You just used the exact same survival mechanism that allowed a terrified, freezing hunter-gatherer to figure out how to conquer the world. You are not just getting clean. You are remembering what it feels like to be safe. And out there, beyond the bathroom door, the tall grass is always waiting.